Welcome everyone. So today I'm doing a tarot reading for the sign of Capricorn. As usual, I shuffled the cards before I started the video, so you guys don't have to wait for me shuffling cards. Everything's ready to go, and I have not looked at them, so let's do that together now, see what's going on with you guys. So the first position here has to do with the recent past, and I'll explain these positions as I go. So let's take a look. I have here the Queen of Pentacles, reversed, with the Oracle card of just the King here. Interesting. So what I'm kind of getting here is that either you are dealing with a person, or you are this person who is trying to kind of like be a boss from a distance, kind of like you're in charge, but you're very like hands off. There's somebody who is in charge and is very hands off about the way that they are in charge. You could be like this. Maybe your boss is like this. But that is the recent past. Somebody in the picture is like this. The fact that the Queen's reversed tells me that this person's a bit too hands-off. It's not like a good thing. It might be almost like that kind of manager that's never there, and then they just show up to like make it seem like they're doing something. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Tell me more about this. I'm going to pull a card to get more details. Tell me more about this Queen of Pentacles. Cancer. They stay at home a lot. They work from home a lot. Cancer. They're in their office a lot, right? Cancer is very hidey. And that's kind of what I'm getting here. Anything else here for the position of the back? If you're like this, I suppose you would know if you're like this. Similarly, you'll know if you're dealing with somebody who's like this. You'll know who this is. Okay, this really felt like coming out reversed. So the Moon reversed speaks of bad habits. So somebody who's kind of like, well, got a bad habit of hiding away when they're supposed to be the person in charge. That's someone who you've been dealing with, or who you are. If you are, then, well, I don't know. You're like that. Whatever. Let's keep going. So that's the recent past. Let's move to the present. I have a few different positions in the present that I can look at, but where I want to start is the position of the heart. This tells me how you guys are feeling at the moment, what's really got your heart pumping, that sort of thing. So I've got here the Five of Swords with the 5, double 5s. Whoa. So we're feeling like either there is a lot of conflict. This is all about conflict. This is all about fighting. Fights and conflict. That's what's in our heart. Either we want to start a fight, or we are dealing with a lot of fighting, and that's showing up in our emotional state. Like we're feeling like there's just a lot of conflict. Let me pull a card on this. Could be that there's conflict with this person who has in the recent past hasn't been showing up for their job, has been like a no-show, right? And they're supposed to be in charge. Tell me more about these two 5s here in the position of the heart. Let's pull another card for more details. Jupiter. A lot. So Jupiter is essentially just is expanding. It expands whatever it touches. Usually it's a good thing, but in this case, since we're talking about two 5s, it's expanding arguments, expanding conflict, fights. So it's just been, we feel, this is the position of the heart, remember. So you or this person, could be vice versa, is feeling like there is just too much conflict and it's overwhelming with Jupiter here. It's a lot of conflict. On the bottom, the arrow on target is confirmation, just sort of saying that essentially that's correct. Underneath that, the volcano. Underneath that, Scorpio. Whoa! It's like somebody is either, you're feeling like either you want to blow up, or maybe this is happening. We'll see in a second if this is happening or not. But this is showing up in the heart. So either you need to explode and really dish out some pain, or this is actually happening around you where somebody's exploding and like really popping off. Let's keep going. So where I want to move next is the position of the hand. This tells me what actions you're taking, which is really going to tell me if you're actively in an argument or not. And it's going to sort of explain really more about these two cards at the same time. So let's move to the position of the hand. All right. I have here the Knight of Pentacles with the Oracle card of the Foot. So I feel like you guys are not the ones starting the fight. You guys are actually either the person at the receiving end, where somebody's just popping off at you, or you're kind of witnessing it and you're trying to be like a supporting, just a sort of supporting entity in the scene. Knight of Pentacles is supportive, but the Foot here, it's almost like we're running in to be supportive, right? With the Foot, it's like we have to charge in, and I'm kind of almost getting like a mediator vibe. Maybe you've been the person who's been trying to mediate the conflict and be like the stable influence in this scenario, but I feel like it's showing up in your heart position as like just you're feeling like there's just a lot of conflict. Tell me more about this Knight of Pentacles with the Foot. I'm going to pull a clarifier card for this. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles with the Foot. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. So the throne or the chair here is essentially saying like you are the stable influence, right? The chair is very stable, 4 feet. And again, very stable with the Knight of Pentacles. You are a very stable force. But it comes at a cost, I think, to your personal like emotions. Like you don't feel stable as a result. Like you're the person to have to be the person who is always like the reasonable one amidst all these people who are popping off. I think it's starting to take a toll. But let's keep going. So where I want to look at next is the position of the head, and then we are going to look into the future to see what's coming up. So the position of the head tells me the thoughts and strategies that you guys have at the present moment. So let's take a look. This card is bent. Sorry. I have the King of Wands with the Oracle card of the Heart. Again, you guys are you guys are like really trying to be true leaders, leading by examples, and you're acting like a rock amidst a lot of choppy seas. You know, you're like the steady rock amidst like a choppy sea. That's kind of what I'm getting here. The King of Wands is a natural leader. The King of Wands is a very genuine person who knows themselves and who's able to like project their authority without stepping on people's toes. And that's your strategy here, is like you guys kind of are being like, I feel like you're taking on a solid leadership position, and you're trying to really be kind, be helpful, and be reliable to people with the heart also. That's part of your strategy, and then that's what you're doing. Going back over here. Okay. All right, so I'm getting the picture. Either you're the boss and you're dealing with some rowdy employees who's popping off. It doesn't have to be work related, but it really this could be in the family. This could be in any area, but it does feel almost more work related just because of the king here is like a boss figure. Could be like a dad or even in the family, just somebody who's in charge too. But that's kind of the angle I'm taking here. Is that if it's a work situation, then yeah, it's like you're dealing with a boss who's a no-show, or an employee who's never there or like likes to pop off and then cause conflict. But meanwhile, you're just trying to do your best, be like a solid influence and set a good example. All right, let's keep going. And now I'm going to look into the future. Let's see how this is all going to unfold for you. So I have the Star card. Wow. With the Oracle card of the Zero. This is very interesting. This is all about fate. This is all about destiny. This is like almost like anything can happen, but what's going to happen is fate. It's like the doors are open for fate to come in and take over. Zero is possibility. Raw possibility. The star is destiny. So it's almost like there is an opportunity for destiny to step in and take you where you're supposed to go. And like a true journey, wherever it is you're going, this is a part of like your soul's journey, your path. Like this is like really part of what you're supposed to be doing in life. And it makes a lot of sense with the King of Wands. It's like the King of Wands really is like living your purpose. The King of Wands is that type of person. So I think that's where you're headed, is really finding a purpose and headed towards like your destiny. Let's pull an oracle card. Anything else about the 0 with the star? Anything else about the 0 with the star? In the short-term future. By the way, this is short-term. When I say short-term, it's like 2 weeks to about a month, maybe, you know, it's, I would say a month plus or minus 2 weeks. That's how I'm going to say it. All right, so the card that came out is Skull and Crossbones, essentially death, change. I look at this as more of like abrupt change, whereas the death card in the tarot is more of like a gradual change. The Skull and Crossbones is like, terminated. Now, it's not a bad thing. I just feel like there's going to be an opportunity for, there is going to be changes, but I don't think it's with you. It's changes that are going to actually open up opportunities that are like part of your destiny. So I don't think these changes apply to you. This death, I don't think it's directly applying to you, because your situation, I feel, is stable. And that's shown in the next 2 cards here, the house with the mind or the brain here. It's like you might be going on a mental journey, and there might be changes going on around you. But I think you're very stable. Let's pull advice. Let's pull advice for you guys. This is great. I mean, I would say the star card in right side up is always good. It's always good. At least in my opinion. All right, let's pull advice. Now, this is going to be like direct, clear advice, stuff you guys should be focused on or doing, and it doesn't have to apply to the reading, although usually it does. Let's see what comes out here. Can I have some positive advice for my Capricorns? Positive advice for my Capricorns, which my Capricorns be focused on doing or aware of. Positive advice for my Capricorn signs, which my Capricorns be focused on doing or aware of. Any messages or advice? Positive advice for my Capricorns, please. Oh, there we go. 10 of Wands reversed. Okay, you might be working too hard. You guys might be working too hard, being like having to rush in and like calm things down all the time, or like make sure everything's okay all the time, and like be the reasonable one all the time. Seems like a lot of work here with the 10 of Wands reversed. Let's pull an oracle card. Anything else about the 10 of Wands? Anything else for advice? Anything else for advice? Any other advice? If there's any sign, though, that's good at handling a lot of work, though, it is you guys, Capricorns. So we have here the hourglass. Interesting. So there's going to be still a period where it's going to be a lot of work. It is. So you guys are gonna you're good at that. You're gonna do fine with it. But also remember that it's temporary with the hourglass. Prepare for a workload. It's coming. It's unavoidable. It's just, you guys got a lot on your plate, whatever it is, whether it's actual at your workplace or just in life at home. You guys have a lot of like work to do. And just remember that it's temporary, essentially, is the message that's coming out here, the positive message. It's temporary. It's just temporary. And on the bottom, I have the bridge, which just tells me, again, it's temporary until we get to the bridge and then we cross it, right? Like, once we get to the bridge and cross it, we're good. And then underneath that, it's your card, Capricorn. So it's just reiterating the fact that it's calling for endurance. This is a period where you really got to kind of hone in on your own energy here, Capricorn energy, and put your nose to the grind. This is like a little bit, it is temporary, but you got to endure through it until it's over. That's the advice here, okay, guys? I hope that you guys, I hope it resonated for you. I hope you guys got something out of that. If you did, press the like button for me. That really helps me out, the algorithm and everything. But either way, thank you guys so much for taking an interest in my videos. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys next time. Take care.